So taking a deep breath in, again, coming into your center, relaxing, exhaling, and then just slowly open your eyes and tuning in. Open and listen with your heart, listen with your being, listen with the cells, listen to what's being said beyond the words that we're going to be speaking today so that you can understand the cosmology that lies beyond the words. Most everything in the ancient traditions is ironically an oral tradition, but the actual meaning of everything lies beyond the words. So it's a little bit of a paradox in that, but it can't be written down because it won't transmit, and it can't even be spoken because it can't transmit. So what we find in English or in Spanish or Italian or any of the French or any of these languages that are more modern, they don't hold the resonance as Quechua and Sanskrit does. So these languages we're translating, he's translating into Spanish, and you'll notice as I translate, I'm shifting and adding and giving context to it so it fleshes it out. It's something that I started doing when I made the film, when I had to figure out how to get English to be holy again. And so what I want you to do is to recognize as you're speaking, if there's anything that resonates or triggers you, to invite it in, invite the trigger in, and let it really inform you. Let it hold that part of you that's triggered. Let it hold that part of you that's sad. Let it hold that part of you that is anxiety ridden or in pain or suffering or dealing with past life agreements, vows, contracts, things like this that have usurped your ability to be present in this lifetime. And we're all dealing with it at the same time. And it's getting stronger and stronger and stronger now because the Panchakuti, the overturning, is happening. And we're getting closer and closer to this birth. So I would say humanity is crowning right now. And the giveaway to the crowning, if you have seen a baby crown, right, that's the corona. And so we've passed that marker of the corona. And then we're going to pop and we're going to get stuck where we're able to see, but we are going to be stuck for a moment, for a while, where we're not quite out yet. And that can be concerning both for the one being birthed and the one giving birth. And so this is a great period of trust and time. And that's why we've come at this time to offer these life ways. And specifically this one, the kawa, so that you can see what is truly there beyond what you can see and what you can't see, so that you can understand the true meaning of what this is. And so I'd like to welcome you all to this next installment in this course, class number 10. And we just ask you to open, to sit back, and to receive that which is coming from the mountain spirits, from the celestial realms, from Mother Earth, and from the angelics and the elementals. Ya listo, Wekche.
¿Listo, hermano?
Sí.
Hermano Guamancher.
Sí, todo bien. Listo.
Ya. Entonces todos podemos cerrar los ojos.
We'd ask you all to close your eyes.
Y pueden acomodar sus cuerpos.
And to bring your body erect, upright, and soft.
Y la mano pone abierto.
Now open your hands, palms upright, as if you're sitting at the altar. Breathe deeply.
Respire profundo 3 veces.
3 deep breaths, one in your belly, one in your heart, and one into the center of your mind, your head.
Uno desde la mente, desde el corazón, y otro desde la fuente de Yankee.
Mm-hmm. And let go of the jaw as you exhale, and really surrender and open beyond the defenses that you carry. Go into the place where you're uncomfortable, where you're vulnerable, where growth happens. Let go of the jaw. Relax back into being held by Great Spirit.
La respiración como quien recibe nueva energía de Kawai.
And when you breathe, receive the new energy of Kawai. Be very receptive, be very vulnerable, be very welcoming, as if an old friend from millennia ago has come back to meet you. Embrace it, allow it in, feel it against your heart. Feel it in your lungs, feel it in your blood, feel it in your bones, feel it in your connective tissue.
Samakin Taita Sunuspacha, Panchakpacha, Intipacha, Sumakta, Pancharimay, Yuyayniman, Sunquyman, Sumakta Qawarinaypaq, Sumakta Yachaychinaypaq, Nayataq Pachamama, Qolqefuyo, Qorifuyo, Qolqemontera, Qampa, Kallpaykiwan, Atinikiwan, Sumaq Qawari kachu, Munay Qawari kachu, kay pachapi, Kawita, Wayraman, Wayratayta, Añay, añay, añay. Gracias, gracias Pachamama, gracias Pachatayta por permitirnos en este encuentro para abrir esta enseñanza de Hawái. Añay, 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 añay por mis hermanos, mis hermanas que están aquí presentes este año. Añay, añay. Dando gratitud por la invocación, pueden abrir los ojos y poner la mano a su munay.
And so, with gratitude for the invocation and the entrance of this energy, slowly open your eyes and bring your hands to your heart. Breathe very deeply and open even wider. Notice the part of yourself in the Western mind and the constructs of defense or protection that may be being triggered or uncomfortable. And then open wider and deeper into that so that you can be embraced by these energies in a manner in which you may have never experienced in this body. These energies that we
tus dos manos tocan tu corazón, siente humildad, amor, paz en ti.
These energies that we speak of are very ancient and part of your divine construct that has been set aside to take this body. So open your heart and allow this to come in and to be present with you. With humility.
Y poco a poco puedes abrir tu corazón hacia el mundo externo, hacia este espacio.
And allow yourself to open little by little into this external space of divinity that you have excluded yourself from, that humanity has, as referenced in being kicked out of the garden, for example.
Y vas levantando la mano y abriendo también al mismo tiempo las dos manos.
And at the same time, turn your hands upright and receive the energy. And then just relax them down and open like a flower. Take a deep breath, let go of your jaw. Recall what it's like before the separation happened. Recall what it's like before all the divorces and all the fights and all the incomplete encounters. Recall who you truly are.
siempre es necesario en todas nuestras actividades espirituales con los cosmos trabajar un poquito adentro y después abrirse hacia afuera, cuando ya está preparado, cuando ya está dispuesto la energía.
So it's always necessary when we do this work of spirit to open yourself so that you can receive, so that you can engage, so that you connect with the forces that are around you at all times.
Porque cuando no hay una previa preparación en nuestro ser interno,
When you,
entonces es para abrirse hacia afuera.
so it's if you don't do this preparation in your not just in your ceremony but in your day-to-day operation, it's difficult to connect with what's inside of you and what's outside of you.
Igualmente, cuando tienes un encuentro con familia, con alguien, siempre es necesario un poquito premeditar, meditar ahí adentro, ¿no? Caso la energía está regularmente preparado para poder dialogar, conectar o hacer sus actividades.
And in the same way, it's necessary to prepare yourself when you're engaging situations or people, family, to open yourself, to prepare yourself so that you can open and achieve a different state of communion, a different state of consciousness, a different engagement that has not been there before, so that you are, in essence, you're welcoming, you're setting the foundation, you're holding the space for a divine interaction to take place.
O sea, quiero decir, ¿no?, que hay que organizar, armonizar, tranquilizar la energía. A veces la energía está alterada, ¿no?
You need to organize and create tranquility and channelize and bring all the energies so that this encounter, so this sacred dance, so the sacred union can take place between the two of you. And you have to be even more so attentive that when you get into the situation that the anxiety or the nervousness, the limbic brain, fight, flight, freeze, doesn't engage and doesn't hijack you, so that you wind up fulfilling your own prophecy of fear of what could happen, and try to go back to what you know before instead of allowing what is to arrive and reset the past.
O simplemente salir a su jardín, si tiene jardín, o a la naturaleza un poquito para poder reactivar, ¿no?, esa energía de armonía, esa conciencia tranquilo, y de esa manera podemos compartir mucho mejor. De esa manera la energía exterior se va a abrir más profundo.
Mm-hmm. So that it's important that you, if you have a garden, to go in and prepare there, or an altar or a sacred place, place of quietude, turning off the music or the radio or whatever's going on, have a sacred space in your home where you can, when you can sit and bring yourself together so that you can achieve this other level of consciousness and engagement.
Entonces, con cuánta más razón tiene sentido cuando preparamos ahí adentro nuestra energía, nuestra conciencia para los seres cósmicos.
And so in this way, you prepare yourself. What he's saying is that as you prepare yourself in this manner, you open yourself to the celestial spirits so that that guidance or that presence can show up through you and as you. In essence, your higher consciousness can be present as opposed to your mind and its limitations guiding the process and limiting your experience.
Entonces, en ese sentido, estamos abriéndonos hacia las energías sagradas, hacia los seres sagrados.
And in this
Esto
way,
no es algo común.
yeah, and in this way, we open to the sacredness of life. We open to the sacredness of what can happen. Is in other words, you open the space for sacred manifestation to be present.
Creo que algunas hermanas tienen abierto su mano. Puede bajar ahora.
So some of
Baje su
you
mano libre.
notice you still have your hands. You relax them and come into a place of repose where you're comfortable.
Gracias. Gracias por. Es una técnica, ¿sí?
Thank you. This is
Aquí, aquí, después aquí.
where you have your hands to your heart, where you have them open, or you have them to your heart. And so there's this, in essence, you're not praying to a God to save you or help you, but it is an honoring and recognizing that you are showing up as a divine seed of creation in reflection to the divine seed that is in front of you, around you. So it's very different than a religious upbringing where they're pushing you down. It's much more a coming up and taking your place in the council, so that we, in this honoring, what shall we do today, God? And there's this deep presence that can be, you can move within those waters instead of being outside of them.
Un movimiento con humildad, con respeto, con amor, significa mucho para la energía sagrada, para los seres cósmicos.
So you want to move with humility and love and compassion and gracefulness as you work with this divine aspect. La comunicación, el trato con la energía cósmica, con los seres cósmicos, tiene que ser muy diferente que la comunicación, que la conexión con las personas de esta dimensión. Yeah, so the communication, the interaction, and the movement with the cosmos, the sacred cosmology, the sacred spirits, the cosmic spirits, is very different than the interactions with people.
Y la observación también tiene que ser muy diferente, ¿no? O sea, la observación de la conciencia tiene que ser muy diferente, ¿no? En lo más profundo, en lo más posible, para poder observar o conectar.
So even the vision, the way you observe things is very different than normal. Helps you to connect and to observe from a place of divinity, to see beyond the trigger, to see beyond the darkness, see beyond the duality. It's what Yeshua was talking about when he talked about healing the blind. You're healing the blindness inside of you that cannot see what's truly there.
Entonces, darles nuevamente la bienvenida y buenos días, un abrazo con amor para todos. Y pues entramos a nuestro tema de Kawai.
So it's a new welcome, it's a new embrace, it's a new engagement for all of us at this time and with this sacred principle called Kawai.
Graba este código, ¿no? Kawai.
So this Kawai is very,
memoria.
Very profound, very deep place in our memory.
Puede introducir o grabar en su memoria este código Kawai.
So it'll help you introduce or come in contact with this deeper aspect, this more profound aspect of consciousness that we carry, but has been dormant for a long time.
No. Kawai. Repitan todos Kawai.
Ask you all to repeat Kawai. Kawai.
Kawai.
Kawai.
Kawai. Kawai. Bueno, vamos a buscar su significado de este código Kawai en lo más posible, ¿no? Que se pueda entender.
So we search for an aspect of this Kawai so you can understand it deeper. Por favor, voy a echar un más corto de traducir para mí.
Yeah. En un nivel básico, para iniciar Kawai es visualizar, observar.
So the first stage of Kawai is to observe, to really see what is there beyond your reaction, beyond the disguise of duality.
Digo, en un nivel básico, ¿sí? En un nivel básico.
So speaking about the basic level, the foundation of this.
Muchas veces hemos escuchado de muchos maestros, maestras, sobre las visiones, ¿sí? Sobre las visualizaciones. Hay un montón de informaciones, ¿verdad?
So many times we have heard from very maestros or teachers about visioning, for example.
Y pues con esa visualización de enseñanza, con esa visión, muchas personas han llegado a las estrellas o han llegado a esos espacios desconocidos o conocidos.
So many times we're talking about how to see the stars or go into a space that you know or that you don't know.
Em, pero hay veces no es real, simplemente ha sido una visión tal vez superficial o una observación con supersticiones.
But the problem we have is that it can result in a superficial, almost a superstitious type of vision. It can also be a projection of the ego.
Y a veces si queremos entender alguna forma de visión o visualización, como que no tiene sentido, como que no es real.
We want to see this vision, create this vision, but we can't feel it. It's not real. It's a projection.
Tal vez la persona que practica esa observación o esa visión mm, em, cree que es así, ¿no? Pero no es así.
So a lot of people will practice these observations, these projections, and create what actually isn't real, what isn't actually there, and that shows up a lot in psychics and channels as well.
O a su manera de la persona o a la forma que piensa, es así, ¿no? Una visión, una visualización.
So it shows up as a visualization or basically what he's saying is just a projection of the person's mind and ego into a situation. It falls into the category of consciousness at embodied imagination. That is part of conscious competence when you're learning how to do stuff and you're so excited about it that you start creating your reality, but it's a false reality. It's still an elder said to me one time, if you're projecting perfection from a place of imperfection, your mind is fooling you because all it can create is the imperfection of itself. But we want to make it perfect because we want to get there. So what Adolfo is speaking of is a deeper humility where you receive the vision, you receive the connection, you open up in that receptivity and vulnerability like a flower does in order to receive the hummingbird, in order to receive the bee. And you sit in that state of creation without trying to get somewhere or go back to something, without guarding against something, but a real deep, humble opening so that creation can move through you as you. And it's very much the seat of the feminine power for woman, she who receives the seed of consciousness, the seed of a man to create a child. It's very much the same method.
O simplemente por la competencia o porque el otro quiere ver más, quiere ver más allá, más allá.
So these people that we're speaking of that do this are innocent in a way because they're ignorant of it in a way, but it's because they want to do something, they want to perform, they want to do stuff. And one of the dangers is when you do that for a living, you start manufacturing your own projections of your unhealed aspects at the other person's expense, both emotionally, energetically, mentally, but you're getting paid for it too. So it's a very dangerous place. And for this reason, the initiation process, for example, in the Andes is very long, a couple of decades.
Muchas personas lo hacen por caprichos de su conciencia, ¿no? Por la impaciencia de su conciencia. Eso es muy alborotador, ¿no? O sea, muy complicado.
Yeah, so it's very complicated because people are doing it because they want to get there. They're like willing it. The will center, the third chakra, is out of balance, so they're willing creation into form, and it's very dangerous, to be frank about it.
Entonces, básicamente, el Kawai nos enseña que debemos observar primero todo lo que está aquí, todo lo que está ahí.
So in the basic way we want to instruct about Kawai is we want you to sit there and to observe and really question, okay, what is here? What is really here?
antes de visualizar, observar las cosas invisibles.
This is before you're able to see or connect with the invisible aspects.
O sea, Hawaii nos enseña parte, abre camino, primero observando todo lo que vemos aquí, todo lo que ves ahí.
So I say to you again, in the very beginning, part of this is to sit and observe from your heart, from your divine, from your curiosity of completeness, what is truly here.
¿Por qué? Porque muchas veces, o la mayoría de las personas en el mundo, no observan como debe ser, no observan real, consciente lo que está aquí.
So because of, for the majority of humanity, most of the time, they're not actually seeing what's actually here, what's actually present, what's actually going on. They're in reaction mode. They're in defense mode. They're in unconscious incompetence.
Tú mismo no has estado observando como debe ser las cosas hermosas, las cosas bonitas que están ahí en la naturaleza.
Because they're not used to seeing the beautiful aspects of what the world has, because they might have a condition, a trauma, a filtration, and all this mental and emotional blockages that not only prevent them from seeing what's really there, they may not have access to the natural world. So they're contaminated by their environment.
Pero la pregunta es ¿por qué? ¿Por qué uno no está observando bien? No está aceptando bien esa observación que está ahí.
So the question is, why are we not observing well, and why are we not accepting what's truly there, what we're truly seeing, or what we're not wanting to see in a given situation?
¿Qué está pasando? ¿Qué falta?
Well, so what's missing? What's going on?
Ahora mismo, ¿qué es lo que estás observando?
So now we just have to observe.
¿Y cómo estás observando?
And so how are we observing?
Y si estás observando, ¿qué sientes?
And then when you're
¿Qué
observing,
ves?
what are you feeling? What is this? What's true?
¿Es que es algo superficial?
Is it
¿O es
something?
que está bloqueado?
Is it blocking you?
¿O es que no sientes nada cuando observas?
Or maybe you don't feel anything. You're numb. You're so protective or removed from the situation for fear of what could happen that you just block yourself completely from your emotional body.
¿O es que tu observación se ha vuelto algo común, algo estúpido?
Or you think it's something stupid. You're judging that which is in front of you as God, as being stupid, as a means to protect yourself from the inevitable self-manifestation of the pain body that you're recreating in every moment. Just take a breath into that.
Es que hay un problema dentro de uno, ¿no? Que no le deja observar bien y aceptar bien esa observación.
You're not able to see or even accept the goodness in things because of the condition that you hold inside of yourself. And this is quite common in situations, even leading to fights, even leading to things. And most people that are observing that or experiencing that with you aren't trained or experienced enough to recognize that you're just having a temper tantrum and that there's a process going on for both. And it's very difficult because when we both get triggered in a situation, we both lose ourselves, right? So it is up to us, momentito, it's up to us to open a space to see what's really going on, to dance with our discomfort.
Muchas veces ya no observamos bien, como que estamos ocupados con las actividades y también hay algo que no nos deja observar claro.
So we're not able to see well or see clearly because of the conditions that are present inside of us. In other words, the filtration or the contamination of our own being prevents us from really seeing what's going on.
O sea, la cuestión es, ¿qué es aquello que no te deja observar bien, claro, positivo?
So why, the question is then, why am I not able to see clearly, to see the goodness, to see the opportunity, to see the gold inside the lead, the freedom inside the entanglement?
Pero el Kawai nos da la oportunidad y nos abre para emprender ahora mismo cómo debemos observar, cómo debemos ver las cosas sagradas.
So Kawai is an opportunity to see what's really going on, to see the truth of the matter.
Simplemente empezamos a observar aceptando, ¿sí? Aceptando nuestra realidad.
And also to simply observe and then accept the reality of what is.
¿Cuál es esa realidad? Esa realidad es todo lo que está presente aquí.
So what is this reality? It's everything that is being presented to you here.
Tú estás presente ahí, en esa forma de cuerpo físico.
It is what is presented in this physical form, un momentito. What he's saying is to not react to the form that you're seeing or the aggression or the emotion or whatever it is that's going on, but to truly see what's going on there. So, for example, if someone's yelling at you, you don't see them as a negative event and judge them for that. You see that that person is feeling a lack of love at that moment and reacting from that in your general direction. So you learning to Kawai allows you to see beyond the mindscape and see what's really going on in a non-dualistic format.
O sea, es observarte y aceptar esa realidad consciente que estás ahí, ya sea con problemas emocionales, traumas, enfermedades, problemas, todo, pero está ahí.
So you have
Es que eres
to
tú.
recognize that what's truly there, including all the traumas, all the emotions, all the difficulty, all the war, all the everything, it's here, it's present. If you're in rejection to it, you can't solve the situation. You can't take it to another level of consciousness because you're rejecting what is. So transformation depends on you accepting first that that is the condition that you're experiencing.
Es que no podemos pasarlo por alto, ¿no? Muchas veces lo hemos hecho, muchas veces hemos pasado por alto. Como que hemos ignorado, ¿no? Como que te has ignorado. Has observado bien.
Yeah, so anytime we ignore stuff from the past, we ignore all this stuff, we push it away and we search for other things. There's no way to get to a higher level of consciousness, a higher level of observation, or a higher level of operation without the acceptance of what is. You have all your Lego pieces in front of you, using a metaphor. Now that we've established what we have, then we can build something new from it.
O sea, el Kawai nos está indicando que debemos observar y tocar lo que es consciente con nuestros ojos, con esta observación.
So it Kawai comes and helps us to really come to touch what's really there, to understand what's really there, to move beyond the surface level of things, and to get into the opportunity as a soul incarnationally for you to come and create light from the darkness.
Y tocar conscientemente lo que está aquí en la naturaleza, ¿no? Como las plantas, los animalitos, tu casa, tu carro, todo. Es una realidad,
So the reality,
básicamente.
so it's the reality is you're always wanting to touch what's really there, like the natural world, the animals, you know, to move past the superficial and to really let yourself go. An example of that would be getting into cold water where your body reacts to the temperature. And then in your mind, you let go and stop reacting to the temperature so that you can be with the cold water.
O sea, ese contacto visual tiene que ser real, real y aceptable, sin condiciones o sin esto es bueno para mí, esto no es bueno, no, sino que tiene que ser real para entender profundo.
In order to understand it more deeply, the reality of this world, you have to go beyond this and not go into the mind that says, is this true? Is this false? Is this, is that? That's all defense. It's all analysis. It's all forms of separation in actuality. So really allow yourself to go and discover the truth of what's occurring in any given situation.
Y para ello se requiere también suficientemente o tomar la suficiente atención, ¿no? Para esa visualización o ese contacto de visualización o ese contacto de visión.
So translation is a little bit lost on me, but if what I'm picking up is that when you go into that visualization, when you go through this process, it's like the mirage or the illusion of what is there is parts, and what's really there comes forward. And in actuality, for a human or a soul to evolve in consciousness, to refine one's consciousness, you have to be able to sit in the wind and let it blow so that you're not disturbed by it like a tree in a windstorm, but you're just in the presence of it. And then it will reveal to you what's really going on. And oftentimes, what I found as an initiate in the lineage is there's a test that is happening that's put in front of you so that you don't endure it, but you seek the truth of it, and then it reveals itself for what it really is. But you have to go through that process. And sometimes that process comes up as pain in your body, as your inability to connect. You feel like you're not connecting with nature, for example, and in actuality, you're deeply connecting with the nature of things. But it's that temporal mind that isn't seeing what's really there. It's not seeing the forest for the trees.
Hay un contacto visual, hay una comunicación visual básico.
And so you have to contact the visualization, the basic level of seeing, so that you can see beyond the constructs of your mind in the illusionary realities.
Y ese contacto, cuando observamos algo en diferentes situaciones, formas, tiene que estar conectado con nuestro cuerpo.
So in different situations and different settings and things, this form of contact that we're talking about, Kawai allows you to connect to the truth of the situation so that you can put your energy into the truth of the situation and not strengthen the falsity of the situation or the reactivity of the situation by getting distracted by that aspect.
O sea, una persona tiene que sentirse satisfecho, contento con una visualización, por más simple que sea, o chiquitito sea.
So somebody might feel this deep satisfaction, this deep connection, or just a little bit. It's like there's that light in the darkness. There's that little star.
Cuando no hay ese contacto de tranquilidad en visualización, o ese sentimiento, entonces significa que no está bien nuestra visualización. O sea, no hay contacto con la visualización.
So you might feel, Unamas, it's when you connect with the tranquility, when you go through, you get a handhold on something, and then you can focus on that while all the circus is around you. You have that connection, and that's the importance of establishing spiritual vision so that you can see through the darkness, so that you can walk through the world without a headlamp on of a false construct, and you can actually see the luminance of what's in front of you. It's another word for Kawai is to open yourself to the light that emanates from all situation, that is held within all things, so that you can gravitate to that as opposed to trying to illuminate something and find it from your mind.
O sea, significa que no hay claridad, que no hay luz en nuestra observación.
When you don't have clarity, you don't have the light, you don't have the observation.
Sí. La pregunta es, ¿cómo te sientes cuando ahorita estás observando algo?
So the question is, then what do you feel when you observe something?
No importa si tus ojos no ven todo, pero depende cómo observas.
So it's not really, what he's saying is it's not really about what you observe with your eyes. It's how you feel when you're in observation. It's observing from your emotions. It's observing from your energetic being. It's observing everything. And remember that 90% of human communication is nonverbal.
Depende cómo observas una planta, a una persona, una casa.
It depends on how you observe a plant or a person or a house.
Porque uno tiene que estar consciente y conectado en su cuerpo para observar bien.
So you have to connect completely with your body in order to observe well.
Sin estorbaciones, sin distracciones.
Without distractions or other aspects.
Porque cada cosa que observamos
Because everything that you observe
que es muy importante,
is very important.
porque está aconteciéndose un contacto visual, un contacto energético.
Because it's a connection, a visualization, a connection, energetic connection that is established. ¿Es la misma de Seike, Weke?
Eso es en otro nivel de Hawaii, pero acá no queremos complicarles, ¿no?
Sí.
Ajá. Uh-huh. Depende cómo tomas atención, o sea, depende con qué profundidad de conciencia, de tu muna y corazón y voluntad estás observando y atención.
So it depends on your observation. It's like having different focal lengths on your glasses. It's how you focus, where you focus from. It's from your heart, from your being. How are you looking at a situation? Are you looking from protection, reactivity, or are you looking from opportunity?
Entonces, se trata de observar con mucha atención cada momento, cada constante.
So you constantly, in every moment, have to observe from a good place, from this holiness of you.
Porque todo necesita una atención. Tú necesitas atención, enfoque.
Everything needs attention. Everything needs to be focused on.
De ti y de los demás.
To you and to everything else.
¿Sí? ¿Has visto alguna vez o observaste alguna vez en la naturaleza algunos aves o animales que son muy atentos en su observación?
So when you look in nature and you look at a bird or an animal, they're very deeply in attention, right? When a hawk is flying looking for food, they're in a deep, deep concentration, but it's not a mental concentration as it is a focus of observation.
Por ejemplo, no sé si has visto el cóndor o el picaflor.
So for example, when you see a condor or a hummingbird,
o alguna ave hay en tu país, ¿no? Que es muy atento en su Hawaii,
or some
of the observación.
Sitting or flying in your country, it's very much in attention, yeah?
Por ejemplo, la águila, ¿no? Para cazar, bueno, es su momento para cazar, observa, ¿no? Es muy especial,
so
observando.
When you think of an eagle, it's very special the way they look, the way they see. It's like piercing, it sees through everything.
Él no quiere perder su presa, ¿no? Primero observa, ¿no? Observa los movimientos.
So you don't want to be surprised. So at first you observe all the movements. You, like a deer, you take in everything in wide angle vision.
Sí. Para poder coger, ¿no? Para poder cazar, primero caza con la observación, después interactúa físicamente.
So first it's to observe everything at its truth before you do the interactivity.
Es que tú no puedes cazar para comer, sino que está bien la águila, ¿no? Caza para comer, sino que en otro sentido, es que hay que observar para tocar.
So for example, the eagle will search very, very specifically for what it's going to eat. And in the same way, you are going to look into the situation or observe the situation so that you can touch the divinity of it.
En caso de nosotros, o sea, nuestra observación tiene que ser no para cazar y comer, no, sino que, ¿sí? Sino que es para cazar qué hay en ese espacio o en ese cuerpo.
It's not like when you go into your house and you say you're looking for something to eat. This is something different. It's like, what do we have? What is here? What are we going to do with this? How can I bring this to love? You know, what is truly the divinity of me getting triggered. All those aspects of observation and awareness or consciousness that build up to a complete sphere of being so that you can understand what's truly going on in any given situation.
Porque si no observamos profundo o en sus, en sus diferentes niveles de observación, entonces, ¿cómo conocer las cosas que están ahí?
So if you don't understand at a deep level or understand all the levels of what's going on there truly, how are you going to understand what's really happening? What you really have there?
Y cómo conocer
How do you know?
A tu amor o a ti mismo?
How do you know with love at the same time the truth? How do you find the God in every situation?
Sí. Por eso el Kawai parte en este primer nivel, ¿no? Observar con mucha atención, con mucho amor, con mucha voluntad, todas las cosas que están ahí, en nuestro alrededor.
Mm-hmm. So you must understand it. At first, you must take the time and the space, create even the time and the space. And that means for Westerners to make space in your life, like some of you not taking on projects or taking less work each day, so that you actually allow yourself to sleep enough so you get out of old patterns, to rest enough, to turn off the noise enough so that you can begin to start to get into the situation to see what's really there. You know, un momentito, Wekiche. And it's important to understand that there are so many levels of protection and intelligence, meaning analytical intelligence, that it takes some time to go through and cleanse yourself. And the way you're going to cleanse yourself is to recognize you're in reactivity and recognize that your body's in dis-ease and in pain, and that's not something that's wrong, but it's the pain and the suffering of your lifetimes that is stored in your DNA, that is moving through your body and exiting. And so when we talk about, it's not just washing the windows, but it's observing truly from a place of receptivity, inclusion, and holiness, what's really going on in every situation. And then and only then can a situation change for you, because you're not demanding it to show up in a certain way, because that's what you're used to, because that's what you expect. And this is all subconscious, and that's where it's difficult. So a way a medical friend of mine said was, in order to know unconditionality, you have to run into all your conditions along the way. So what we're speaking of is to understand that the conditions are causing the problems. But if you sit and you observe and you allow the reality to happen, you may be afraid that the wind's going to blow your tree over, but in actuality, maybe it's just going to pass right through you and by you. So Kawai is a way to understand beyond the mind's capacity to understand, because the mind is a temporal form. So in other words, Kawai is a sacred life principle that is aligned with the eternal aspect of your essence that has been lost through the devolution of consciousness on this planet.
No se trata de simplemente observar y decir es sagrado, no, sino que esto va más allá del Kawai.
Mm-hmm. So you have to understand that you have to observe the sacredness, to find the sacredness in everything. And this is what Kawai is all about.
Sí, o sea, podemos decir, ¿no? Observa lo sagrado, pero ¿cómo saber si es sagrado o no es sagrado?
So when you observe sacred, how do you know what is sacred and what isn't sacred?
El Kawai nos enseña a distinguir qué es sagrado, qué es bueno y qué no es bueno.
And so Kawai is an energetic, an aspect of your consciousness that is like an indicator that allows you to feel, to sense what is sacred, what is not. And in actuality, it's confusing because everything can be sacred, but then we get run over by things that we choose to endure. So there's a discernment that is in there as well. And Kawai helps with that.
Porque si no puedes observar qué es bueno, qué es bueno, qué es malo en las formas físicas, entonces no vas a poder distinguir en lo energético.
Right. So if you don't see what's good and bad in a given situation, that can affect you. It can affect your energy.
¿Sí? Porque en lo físico, por ejemplo, cuando observas una cosa, una forma física,
And so,
¿cómo sabes si está bien
for example, when you observe something in the physical form, how do you know if it's good or bad?
o una planta
Or one plant,
o un animalito?
a medicine plant, for example.
Tal vez el animalito está sufriendo de alguna anomalía físico o algo pasó.
Are you going to suffer from something aspect of the physical of this?
O una planta puede ser que esté sufriendo, llorando porque algo pasó en su cuerpo biológico.
Does it work? You might be suffering. Does this work and help your biological being?
Tal vez repercute a la energía de la planta o de los animales.
So will it help you to help you to recuperate this energy of the plant or the animals?
¿Sí? Porque si no aprendemos a observar las cosas físicas en su profundidad, es difícil observar la parte energética.
So
Por
if you,
eso el Kawai parte de observar las formas físicas.
so if you don't understand the physical form, if you have struggle with observing, understanding the truth of the physical form, then you will suffer. You won't be able to understand the energetic form of it, and then the plants, you won't be able to be helped by these plants.
O sea, primero tenemos que prepararnos de observar bien profundo qué pasa en tu forma, en tu movimiento físico.
So Kaiwa will help you to understand this and help you to understand the form and the movement. And it's an understanding that exists on many levels.
¿Qué pasa? ¿Cómo la observación, cuando observamos, vemos qué pasa con la sociedad, ¿no? O en el mercado?
Mm-hmm. So, for example, what's the association of this plant? Where is it in the marketplace? When I was studying with the Lipan Apaches, the elders would say, you go and you sit with the plant and you communicate and ask, and it'll give you visions of how to use it, show you how to cook it, how you to prepare it, how to work with it. So this is all part of the observation as well.
Porque cuando observas bien, puedes leer a través de la forma física su energía, su conciencia, su pensamiento, su actitud.
So when you observe, it'll give you the way or the law of this that'll help you with all levels of understanding.
Simplemente observando un simple movimiento, un sencillo movimiento de la persona o de un animal.
So at first, you simply you watch the movement of the plant or the animal or the person to be able to understand the energetics of them, the quality of them, the beneficiality, the opportunity that lies in them. You know, are they tight and like this, or are they flowing in movement? And all that is your basic first level understanding.
Por ejemplo,
For
yo me
example,
voy a adecuar a la forma de esta planta, pero
so
estoy tocando. ¿Qué significa esto?
So, for example, look at the form of this, and what would it feel like if this form is touching you?
Observa bien el
Just
movimiento.
observe well the movement of this. What's the feeling you get from this plant? What do you feel how it could benefit you?
Hay varias interpretaciones aquí.
There's many interpretations here.
¿Algo puede ayudarme? ¿Qué significa esto? Siquiera una, dos.
You have one or two?
¿Un voluntario?
This
¿O dos?
is apagar para todos. No, para ellos, para otros.
Ya. Pero piense, ¿sí?
Sí.
Es un ejercicio.
Mm-hmm. So think about it. So observe well. So if you think of pine needles, right, they're prickly. So could you see them almost like a massage or an acupuncture, right? How does this, what would that do to your body? Would that stimulate your body? Absolutely. Would it affect your body? Would it trigger a sensitivity in you? Would it bring up the part of you that is retracted and closed? Absolutely, right? Getting your attention. But what we're getting at is look at the opportunity here. If you're sensitive and closed off and hypersensitive, then you don't want any of this in your life. But maybe this plant in its wisdom will come and gently invite you to open away from the oversensitivity, the hypersensitivity, and the closure, and come to embrace its interaction, just like cold water may do that.
Está muy bien, hermano Guamanche. Primero, hay tres movimientos, tres contactos visuales aquí.
So, for example, here we have 3 different types of contacts of visualizations.
Desde tu espacio aquí.
It's you in this space and here.
¿Sí? ¿Me están viendo? Hola.
Hello.
Sí. Es real. Estoy aquí con una planta.
See, it's real. I'm here with this plant.
No solo sin planta, solo yo, no.
It's not just me without the plant, it's me with the plant.
Estoy consciente, con amor,
So I'm here with love.
observando una planta.
Observe this plant.
¿Qué hace una planta en mi lado? ¿Es que la planta está conmigo o es que yo estoy con la planta?
So the plant is with me and I'm with the plant. You might still be reacting to the idea of even feeling that those sharp needles are touching your skin like a cactus. But in actuality, this plant may just want to come and like caress you, right? You may look at this man and say, oh my God, it's a man. I'm scared. I don't want anything to do with these men. They're just horrible, patriarchal, blah, 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 and all these stories that we get to throw around at each other. Or you can say like, oh my God, look at this beautiful man, this deeply intelligent, wise being that comes with this beautiful tree. I've never met a man that showed up with his tree before.
Pero todo se dio naturalmente este día para estar con ella, conmigo.
Yeah, so I'm here with my tree. It's with me. We show up to meet you.
Ese es uno, ¿sí?
So this is the first level. You see in this observation how your mind is going to categorize and analyze and dictate its safety, because that's the first thing it does. Most especially when you're in a new situation that you don't know, your limbic brain is automatically going to classify the degree to which you are safe and then instruct you in various methodologies to avoid danger, because you're projecting that man or that prickly pine tree is dangerous based on the unknown and past experience, memory, DNA, ancestry, etc., etc.
Pero esta planta, gracias a mi Kawai, esta planta me atrajo para este momento de clase. Por eso estoy con la planta.
And so we have great gratitude for Kawai, because this plant has come here to help us with this class of Kawai.
Sí, porque antes de empezar las clases yo estaba mirando. ¿Dónde me siento bien? ¿En la montaña? ¿En casa o en jardín? ¿Dónde? So primero estaba observando, estaba concentrándome, tomando atención. ¿Dónde?
So for me, before I started this class, I was thinking and observing and looking around and feeling, should I go to the mountains? Should I go to the stream? Should I go to the forest? Should I go in the garden? Where should I go?
Claro que la hora me estaba presionando, ¿no? La hora, sí, siempre la hora, ¿sí? A este tiempo. Entonces, pero por un momento estaba meditando, ¿no? Para poder observar bien dónde voy a sentarme para las clases.
Because I didn't know where to go, so I sat for a moment and observed well and deeply, like we're speaking about, using Kaozai to understand where it is that I needed to be at this given moment. And what came was that I needed to sit here.
Y estoy aquí con ella.
Because I'm
con él.
Because I'm supposed to be here with her or him.
Por ahora no importa si es ella o él.
It doesn't
Lo
matter
importante es que estoy
whether
aquí.
she or a he.
Todo se acontece así, cuando observas bien.
And so everything will come to you when you observe well.
Pero cuando no estaba aquí, segundo punto, cuando no estaba aquí, solamente estaba la planta.
And you understand if the second point is that this plant is here, even if I'm not, that nature is here, even when you're not, that the sky is blue above the clouds, even when you can't see it. There's always an opportunity to be grateful and to see the opportunity that lies in any given situation.
Y como ven solo la planta, ¿y qué dice su movimiento?
So when I'm not here, notice the movement of this plant. Doesn't it look
Hay
like
un movimiento,
two outstretched arms waiting to hold you like this? Isn't the jaguar in
hay un
stone
movimiento.
behind you waiting to protect you? Isn't the house in the background waiting to provide shelter for you? Isn't the sunlight hitting all of these structures waiting to keep you warm?
El movimiento de una planta depende cómo es su movimiento. Nos enseña por su movimiento.
So the movement of the plant is based on your feeling of the way you move.
Cada movimiento tiene significado, no es por gusto.
Every movement is significant, whether you like it or not.
Pero podemos entender ese movimiento, ¿no? Si nos concentramos y si visualizamos bien.
So we need you to understand when you're observing, you have to, it's not you have to concentrate on it, but it's almost you have to let go of the mind so that you can see what's really going on there, to see beyond the prickly of the cactus. It's the same thing with a rose. It's the most beautiful flower, some people will say, but it has thorns on it. So are you going to focus on the thorns, or are you going to focus on the beauty of the flower? Or are you going to realize that in duality, both aspects are there, dark and light at all times?
Podemos entender su movimiento, uno, a qué lado sopla el viento, ¿no? Según eso se mueve el tallo o las hojas de la planta o del árbol.
So you have to look at it. The movement is, do you see the eyes of the plant? Do you see the spirit of the plant, the soul of the plant? Do you see its essence there? Or are you just seeing it for the plant? It's, again, can you see the forest for the trees?
Este movimiento significa también armónico, ¿no?
So when
No hay una dirección exacta de movimiento.
So when you see the movement, this is about harmony and balance. It'll go this far in the wind and it'll come back this far in the wind.
Porque el movimiento no está aquí, ni allá, ni aquí, sino que está neutro.
So it's not moving towards you or side to side or away and staying. It's just constantly in what's called homeostasis, which is health. It's always making movements, just like your health is.
Ahorita hay un movimiento armónico, tranquilo.
It's in harmony and it's in tranquility.
Porque si habría un movimiento desequilibrado, ya me estaría desesperando ya.
So it's making movements of equilibrium. It's not waiting someplace. And what he's getting at is to understand in your life, you'll go through periods which could last years, for example, where you feel very much over here, and understand that you might have been way over here for years. And so this seems in great opposition, or you may make a movement of independence or rebellion way over here, but understand that it's a harmony. And so you have to see that whatever it is you're moving away from is where you're damaging yourself and damaging them and ostracizing them for fear of being ostracized or hurt yourself. So there has to be a center place of harmonic that can be observed using this codicy.
Entonces, a eso me refería, ¿no? Cuando digo una observación de un nivel básico o profundo, pero partimos de eso. ¿Cómo observar? La naturaleza nos enseña con su movimiento.
So it's saying that there's basically a suffering that can happen when you're seeing it and judging it, that in nature is your true mirror, where you will see the fish that migrate down the river return the next year. The bird that migrates to South America returns in the spring. The weather cycle, the night and the day, all the movements are always in balance with one another. It is the perfect reflection.
Pero tú entiendes, vas a entender más profundo o más, un poco más, cuando haces Kawai aquí, realmente Kawai, un Kawai real, consciente.
So you will understand this more when Kawai becomes real, becomes embodied, when it becomes understood in your being, not just in your mind.
Tienes que hacer un seguimiento de observación y contacto dentro de ti.
So it's a process of observation and allowing that understanding to be in your body. And also it's important to understand that part of that process is your reactivity and your defense and your protections that come up. But that's all temporal mind. So what this is about is tapping into the eternal aspect of yourself that can observe your temporary mind and watch that it's having a temper tantrum, and learn to understand it so that you can guide that part of you that part of you that's still young into a deeper understanding, a deeper interaction, a deeper competence, a deeper harmonic, a deeper life.
Porque si no haces una buena observación a ti,
and when you don't have a good
¿sí?
observation,
Si no haces seguimiento, seguimiento de ti con tu observación, entonces es muy complicado observar los movimientos de las plantas.
so saying when you don't have this space developed inside of you and this tranquility or this place of neutrality and love where you can observe everything for what it is, then you're not going to be able to see the harmony or what the movement actually is, whether it be in nature or the people around you or the conditions of the world. And especially now because of the news cycle and all the programming and all the falsity in the world. Right? We're all being scared left, right, and center by all of our movies and TV and news programs, constantly in reactivity to keep you out of the place of Kawai that we're speaking of.
Pues difícil observar y dar un intérprete, un significado, por ejemplo, las situaciones que están pasando en otros países, ¿no? Que la lluvia está arrasando, terremoto, temblor, cosas, etcétera, etcétera.
So it's difficult to understand what's really going on when we're hijacked by the past or by earthquakes or rain or all these situations that are going on. Understand the majority of what's going on in the world right now is man-made, including the weather patterns. So it's very difficult and confusing when you feel you go into an awakening process as you are, because you're going to have to put down all your touchstones of information that are outside of you that you've relied on. For example, some people might say, what's the weather going to be tomorrow? And I would say, I don't know, I'm not there yet. But if it's raining when I wake up, I'll put on a jacket, right? Because your mind is so powerful that you can create the weather. And as a Paco, we work with the weather. And when we want to do ceremony, we just like, hey, let's have some sunshine here and they're like, yeah, you don't need to suffer. You're doing the holy work. So your reality is based on your station in life, your belief system, your cosmology.
Y cuando practicamos, este es un curso, es todo un libro, aprender sobre Kawai, ¿no? Y cuando aprendemos Kawai, podemos entender por qué esos huracanes de viento, por qué los accidentes, por qué los gobiernos, por qué los problemas en los países, etcétera, etcétera. Es fácil de entender, no es complicado.
Mm-hmm. So it's understand the course or the way of understanding this. It's not very complicated. It's actually very simple. You have to learn to see beyond the stories that are given to you and the stories of your own mental emotional blockages and what you think or what you're told is happening, and come to the truth of it based on the feeling that you have through the observation of the movement to begin
with. Entonces es cuestión de prepararse, ¿no? Cuestión de preparar nuestros sentidos de Kawai.
So it's necessary that it's a question of preparing your feelings and your sensitivities so that you can occupy this sacred way of Kawai.
O sea, cuando digo sentidos me refiero a las esencias de Kawai que está en nuestro cuerpo. Tenemos esencias.
So you have to ask, what is the essence of the Kawai in your body? What is the essence of the feeling? Where to observe it from that eternal place, to recognize that your temporary mind may be having an emotional temper tantrum, may have a reactivity, may have a fear projection, and to let that stream by you and recognize, that's just my reactivity. Wait a moment, what's really going? Here's the opportunity, and move with that.
Esas esencias en la mayoría de nosotros no está despierto, no está activo, está durmiendo.
So this, for the vast majority of us, this essence is asleep. It's not active.
Sí. Por eso no observamos cómo debe ser las cosas que están ahí.
And that's why you're not able to see the forest for the trees. You're not to be able to see the truth of what goes on. And that's why in the control state, that's why everything is programmed and projected on you all the time to keep you in fear. Here's the next pandemic. Here's the next this. Here's the next that. You know, I don't want to think for myself. Just tell me what to do, right?
Para ello, pues, existen ceremonias para Kawai, ¿no? O para dar esa iniciación de Kawai.
So there are initiations and ceremonies for Kawai undertaken.
O de programar, ¿no? O cambiar eso.
In order to change and program this. And one of the things that you'll notice is if you're around someone who occupies Kawai, there a lot of times you run into people who say, oh, you're always trying to be right. You want things to do your way. But in actuality, that person is actually inhabiting a space of understanding that's beyond this third dimensional reality. But to someone suffering from third dimensional reality, they can get reactive to because they're afraid they're going to be wrong, because they're still in the concept of right and wrong, if that makes sense to you. So Kawai is a state of being that allows you to be truly free and truly sovereign and dictate life on your terms, not because you're being selfish or righteous, but because you exist in a state beyond the complications and the stories. And then, of course, we all have varying degrees of egos mixed in there as well that we're dealing with. So there isn't the perfection that so many people are striving for, but layers of consciousness and initiation layers. And in the initiatic journey in the Andes and other traditions, this is part of the process that you're put through to understand and to see what's really there. And it can be confusing for everybody involved, but through practice, you come to understand it.
Entonces, tu tarea es ahora mismo aceptar esta realidad, esta realidad en la forma física que estamos, tú y yo y la naturaleza.
So first off, it is important that you accept the reality of what it is, instead of rejecting that it's not perfect or not this or not that. Accept what it is, the state it is showing up.
En cierto nivel de conciencia, todo forma físico tiene energía.
And understand that every form of physicality has energy.
Sí, en un nivel, porque energías están en diferentes niveles de conciencia.
In certain levels, and understand that everything exists in different levels of energy and consciousness.
Porque yo no puedo llevarles, ¿no? De frente a observar la energía, ¿no? Es más complicado, pero poco a poco se aprende también, ¿no? Cómo observar la energía, ya sea ojo cerrado o en meditación, ¿no? O podemos viajar a otros niveles de enseñanza, ¿no?
So in the beginning,
viajar con las energías, ver los apos.
So it's difficult in the beginning to understand all the levels or go out and try to see all the levels of what's going on. But just in the beginning, you can close your eyes and you can feel the energy of a situation. You find this when you go into stores or you go into certain situations or cities or communities or things, and you just sense an intensity or a dislike. So this is what he's speaking of, is just use your basic, your knowing, but you also have to understand that your reactivity and your protection mechanisms are enmeshed in there as well. So it's to open and observe. And one of the ways that you can do it is you can ask for signs and symbols that you're going the correct way. For example, is this truly what I am to do? And then ask for a sign. I want to see an eagle sit on a tree or something, or I want to do something like what have you. You can even, I've done it with, like in New York City, I said, I want to see a giraffe walking down the street if I'm really supposed to do this, because I had really big doubts. Right. And the next thing I saw was a picture of a giraffe passing me on the side of a bus. And I was like, okay, like that's about as crazy as I could think. And there you go. God just gave me a giraffe in the middle of New York City. So when you're not sure, find ways to sit long enough or understand deep enough so that you make sure you're not reacting from a level of confusion or reactivity in your mind.
Entonces, para que no estén pensando, emocionándose o ilusionándose, muchos dicen, ¿no? Yo quiero ver a un Apu, a un espíritu, a mi abuelo.
So you have to be careful, because many people will be like, oh, I want to see an Apu manifest, or a vision of my grandfather, or things like this.
O quiero verme a mí, mi energía, mi espíritu. Quiero visualizar.
I want to see the energy of my spirit.
Sí. Es posible, pero no con hucha, no con competencia o ilusión, fantasía, no con eso, no funciona así.
So you can see this, obviously, but it doesn't happen when you have a lot of hucha, or you're operating in fantasy or projection or things like this.
Por ejemplo, yo escuché de muchos hermanos, hermanas, ¿no? Estudiantes y maestros, ¿no?
So for example, I listen to a lot of people, a lot of students, a lot of maestros.
Sí. Me dice a mí, yo he visto esto, yo digo, sí, parece bien, parece no bien.
So they say, I see this, I see that. And he said, yeah, sometimes this is good and sometimes it's not so good.
Porque a veces no es el tema, ¿no? Porque el tema es Kawai separado, ¿no? Nos abre un camino profundo.
But it's difficult now, because in this time, the Kawai has been separate. So we don't have an understanding of it.
Porque a veces cuando encontramos, está programado otro tema, no Kawai. Entonces, como que a veces no quiero entrar porque es muy delicado cada tema o cada código.
So it's difficult now, because I'll enter into a teaching, a program, a situation, and I notice there isn't any Kawai present. There isn't any true observation happening. It's all happening at a superficial level, and this is difficult.
Entonces yo escuché, ¿no?
So
ellos ven muchas personas ven muchas cosas, pero es algo es fantasioso, exagerado.
And the difficulty now is that there's so many people that out there that are operating, but they're operating at a superficial or a fantasy level. There's a lot of people that have, for example, I've observed people that have taken an initiation, say from a Paku who has traveled to Europe, a Pompa Messiah that's traveled to Europe, and without permission or even the capacity, that Pompa Messiah has done a Hatun Karpai and offered it to a person, a Westerner. And then that Westerner becomes egoic with it and starts walking around and saying they're an Alta Messiah. And I've literally experienced this. And you just go like, blessed be, it's impossible. But it's people trying to, the Four Winds organization, they're missing many places. So they take pieces of different things and put it together and call it Andean. It just doesn't function. Right? It causes sickness. It causes difficulty. So what he's getting at is there's a lot of medicine ceremony. There's a lot of teachings. There's a lot of stuff going on that may give you a placebo effect, may give you some information or a certain experience. But you also have to be careful, because there's a lot of shamanic practitioners out there that'll take you on journeys and leave doors open and take you in and take you out through different ways. And when a door is open, other spirits can get in and hijack your body. So there's a lot of stuff going on. You have to be, one of the things about Kawai is to, when you're with teachings or with people of a certain creed, you will feel and observe their own embodiment of it, their own truth of it, and where they come from, and the energy around them. And that's, you have to be very, very careful for, because So what I've experienced is that people can take you a certain way, and then you have to transition to something else and go further and further and further. And I sought out for 20 years, or 10 years, people who are living it as a holy experience, how they're working with the life as how they embody it. They're not just putting it on to work and taking it off and operating some other ways. So what he's getting at is you have to be very discerning at the truth of what you're observing or what you're experiencing.
Entonces, no tienen que dejarse llevar y conducirse con todo eso, ¿no? En el Kawai o en la visión. Tienen que controlar, limitar. Hay algunas cosas que no, o la mayor parte de las cosas no es bueno.
So you have to control. You have to be very careful not to just launch into things, because not everything is good or acceptable or beneficial for you. But at the same time, you have to be open to understanding that you're really ready to migrate out of a certain mindset into something new. So there's a real balancing act that you have to do to discern what is good. And sometimes you have to put on the clothing or eat the food, and then only through the stomach ache or the itchiness of the material that you understand it doesn't work for you. And that's all part of the process of discernment and understanding.
Tanto las medicinas científicas, cuando uno consume bastante medicina científica, o los problemas o traumas, entre otras cosas, no deja ver claro las cosas. Ni físico, ni la forma física, o los movimientos físicos, ni la energía.
So he's talking about things in the scientific or medicine or on the physical level that, you'll notice, for example, you may take a round of antibiotics or something and your body feels tired and you don't feel good. But there's an aspect of needing it in order to kill the bacteria. But, it's not really the way. What's really going on there is there's a condition inside of you that's causing an illness that you're having to use an antibiotic to kill, but it's symptomatic. So you have to look at the energetic, you have to look at the cognitive level. What's the formation? What's the conscious formation that's causing this to occur in your life that leads you into these situations where you repeatedly find yourself in difficulty, find yourself isolated, find yourself suffering. And Kawai helps you to see it before it becomes a problem that has to be taken care of through antibiotics or through physical level interpretation or remedies, if that makes sense to you. I hope it does. So this is to see what's really there. Kawai helps you to preempt the difficulty in your life, mentally, emotionally, physically, with your health, etc., in relationships. And yet there's a balancing act. If you're not paying attention and you're not good at seeing it, all those allies of consciousness, heartache, illness, disease, difficulty, suffering, are going to get your awareness so that you can start focusing on preventative medicine, cognitive medicine, so to speak.
No tienes que dejarte llevar con la mente. La mente habla mucho en la noche, cuando duermes o de día, y cuando quieres visionar, la mente, simplemente la mente, no es algo superficial.
So you have
de muchas cosas.
Yeah, you have to be careful, because the mind is going to be talking all the time, day and night, and it's really going to distract you or tell you you're wrong or tell you you're crazy and all this stuff. And you have to really let that monkey be in the tree, but not let it drive the bus, so to speak.
A veces pensamos que estamos viendo algo en sueños, visiones, pero solamente la mente, es la subconsciencia, la inconsciencia.
Sometimes even in your dreams and stuff, or in your dreams, you're having visions or these understandings or these voices in your head, and you attribute them to angels and things talking, but it's actually just the disruptive consciousness messing with you. So there's a very confusing and very big aspect of discernment, so you're not in that embodied imagination any longer. But it is a stage.
Sí, a veces la mente tiene imaginaciones, supersticiones, es algo bloqueado, ¿no? Es que no es un verdadero Kawai, no es un verdadero visión, diríamos, ¿no?
So the mind has all these visions and has all these distractions and has all these opinions and all this stuff, but this isn't the truth of Kawai. It isn't the foundation of what we're speaking here today.
Entonces, por eso uno es aceptar esta realidad.
So
Todo lo
first,
que tú ves real, algo real aquí, físicamente, todas las formas físicas.
so you have to to again to say primarily and first off, you must accept that all these realities are here. To get out of denial, to get out of
Segundo,
these ideas.
segundo,
And then second,
segundo es observa, toma atención y observa todos esos movimientos que están aconteciéndose.
and then once you accept that reality that everything is there and everything's an attribute of God, then you observe the movements of things and feel the energetics of what is occurring.
Cada movimiento, ¿cómo te mueves tú?
Mhm.
¿Cómo te sonríes?
Every movement, how does it feel? What it is with you?
¿Cuál es tu kit? ¿O qué haces? ¿Bailas? ¿Cantas?
Is it
¿Jalas tu
dancing? Is it
oreja?
singing?
¿Sí? ¿Cómo duermes?
How is it? How is it? How is it? How does it feel? What is its strength? What is its weakness? What is its form? How does it inform you?
¿Qué estás pensando del amor de tu pareja? ¿O estás fijándote en alguien?
It's like the thoughts of your loved one, your partner.
¿Sí? ¿O estás enamorado?
Are you? Is it? No, amarado, yellow. I don't know what he means by yellow. ¿Qué es el significado de amarado?
Enamorado es cuando te gusta una chica, un chico, o
Yeah.
tú quieres estar.
So it's kind of, he's saying it's kind of like love when, it's like, are you feeling love? Do you feel love? Are you feeling love? Is the truth of that is a feeling that when you're observing a situations, do you feel that love? Do you feel that presence?
Y observa si solamente es mental, solo está enfocado aquí, o es que es de aquí más.
So
Está conectado aquí.
So he's asking, is your observation from here and your analysis and all of your reactivity, or is your center of your observation down here, more in love?
Hay veces, muchas veces solamente es mental
So
y
many times
afecta
it's up here.
emociones a los centros.
And so because it's up here for the majority of us, the majority of the time, it affects our centers and our emotions.
Es que tú estás permitiendo al pensar algo negativo a que afecte a tus emociones, a tu sistema nervioso, a tus células, neuronas, todo.
And so when you think negatively, it affects your nervous system, your cells, in all aspects of your body. And the interesting thing to remember is that if you come from, for example, a repressive household, and you repress your own freedom as a result of that because you're afraid to go into situations because you're afraid to be repressed, you wind up being the source of your dis-ease because you're repressing your own immune system because someone in the past didn't have the freedom to allow themselves to love you, right? So you become the oppressor, you become the abuser, you create your own reality. And this is what he's getting at now, is to understand that the only reason it's happening to you is because you're choosing to observe it that way. And that's a very, very big piece of humble pie to eat.
En esta parte, en esta segunda parte, esa observación tiene que ser real. El movimiento tiene que ser real. Tienes que entender ese movimiento.
So the big part of this, the reality of this, is you have to observe the movement of it. And what he's actually saying there is you have to understand the truth of the situation beyond the projection of what you're afraid it's going to be or what you're limited in your experience, what it can be. Some people will see that and say, oh, I don't want to get prickled by that bush. Other people will say, if I make a tea out of those pine leaves, it'll create hydrochloroquine and I won't have any problems with any type of viruses or diseases any longer. Right? So it depends completely on your perspective.
Un movimiento real, por ejemplo, cuando toco, es diferente el movimiento cuando no toco, ¿sí? Y cuando toco, yo estoy moviendo, yo soy responsable en mover.
So he's also talking about the idea that the observer affects the observed. So when the plant is moving naturally, it has its own pattern. But when he grabs it and moves it, it's an artificial movement based on his reality. And your mind is hijacking reality and doing the same thing because you won't allow reality to meet you in love because you're afraid of being hurt by opening up to love, for example.
Lo mismo está ocurriendo en ti ahora mismo.
And
hay un movimiento dentro de ti pero hay otro, cambia el movimiento cuando yo te hablo, cuando te toco o te conecto.
So it's the same thing with between you and I. So the movement changes as I reach out to touch you or I speak to you, the movement touches. So in the dance of harmony, in the dance of love, your own past will prevent you from showing up into the truth of what is there because you're afraid of getting hurt. So you wind up
Pero y ese
hijacking the other
movimiento,
person's movements and abilities to love you, for example, because of your own afraid of being loved.
pero en ese movimiento tenemos que ser responsables, ¿sí? Disciplinados.
So you have to have discipline. You have to have responsibility to not affect the true movement of the universe unfolding to support you.
Tanto cuando eres individualmente en tu movimiento, ser responsable y disciplinado.
So he's basically saying, don't be stupid with your movements and prevent the opening and the creation to give you what you need by creating your own suffering through and believing the situation. This is, you see this in cognitive dissonance all the time. You see this in all forms of mental dis-ease.
Porque tu movimiento tiene que ser real, consciente de ti, en tu observación.
Because the movement is real, it's always there when you observe. What he's getting at is that the real movement of the unfolding of the universe is always present regardless of what you perceive.
O sea, tienes que darte cuenta, en otras palabras. Es darte cuenta, simplemente darte cuenta cómo estás reaccionando, cómo estás llevando ese movimiento de energía en tu cuerpo, en lo físico.
In other words, it's saying there's always a reactivity that's happening and a filtering and a blockage that's happening with you. So when we get to this observation from the heart, you observe the mind and its reactivity and the screaming like a child, going on a roller coaster the first time. There's that initial screech as you go down. But you, as the amusement park, to use a strange analogy, recognizes that your life is full of hills and valleys and emotionality, but you observe it as a whole. You don't get caught up in the micro movements and get thrown around like the tree being bashed in the wind. You don't focus as the person in the raft trying to cross the river. You focus instead as a river. You open to the eternal. You open up to the goodness in all. And in that way, you invite that manifestation to happen in your presence instead of fulfilling your prophecy of destruction.
Pero no tienes que observar, pues, solamente con la mente.
So we're saying it's not just observing from your mind.
Tienes que observar con ese sentimiento, con ese amor, con ese cariño, con ese aprecio.
So observe from your heart, from your love, your preciousness, your value, the aspects of your heart that are of goodness, that can see the goodness in others.
Sí, con eso lo que está ahí dentro de ti.
And then this
Porque solo vas a observar con la mente o solamente con la emoción, no funciona.
So from this place of the heart and observation, then you can allow that person to show up in humility and love for maybe the first time with you. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck in the mental trap and it'll never happen.
Y lo mismo tienes que observar también cuando estás interactuando con alguien, cuando en contacto visual.
At the same time, it's the same when you're interacting with something that you're just seeing. You're not actually coming in contact with. You're just observing.
Sí. Entonces, eso es constante, ¿no? Hay que practicar. Hay que trabajar en eso.
This is constant, and this is something you have to practice. One example would be like you look at a beautiful house or a beautiful car and you say, oh, I wish I had that. You have to understand that wishing you had that is actually rejecting what you are and what you have right now. So if you sit in the mirror and you try to accentuate your features and your looks, you're actually in an act of rejecting what you are. And that's a very difficult thing that we find in the West because we're always in competition subconsciously and rejecting who we are to try to look different, to be different, to get somewhere. And even in spiritual practice, right? We punish ourselves. We're making ourselves sit in meditation all day long, right? And yet the teacher may say, now, okay, now that you figured that out, now stand up and walk as fast as you can into the world and maintain that state of awareness there. So what would it feel like to walk out into the world without any makeup on, without being all dressed up, and just be yourself? You're born into the world naked and vulnerable. What if you opened your front door every day and walked out into the world naked, so to speak? I mean, obviously wear clothes, but naked in the sense of observing from this place. What are we going to do today, God? What's really here? Show me the way. Right? That's a completely different construct than we're brought up in what we've adopted in the West.
Tercer punto es que la observación, ese movimiento de observación trae causa y efecto. ¿Cuál es la causa y efecto?
So because of all this movement, it's affecting our life force. And how is it affecting our life force? Is it repressing our life force? Is it limiting it, or is it supporting?
Porque todo tiene el por qué y para qué. ¿Y cuál es esa causa?
So everything you want to ask is why, and for what reason is this? How does this support my causa, or how can I see any given situation so that it supports my causa and the causa of everybody involved, collective consciousness?
No causa, ¿sí? No causa.
And otherwise, you don't have any life
Causa.
force. Causa.
Understand my brother Wamancher?
He's saying it's not causa, it's causa.
Causa, no causa.
Es un vaca.
Causa.
Cow. Un vaca. Oh.
Bueno, causa se entiende en diferentes formas, ¿sí? Causa, no causa, ¿sí?
Causa exists in different forms, not the same as causai.
En los Andes es algo popular, ¿no? Causa dicen a las personas comunes, ¿no? Hola, causa.
It's very popular in the Andes for people to say, hello, how's your causa?
O cuando tienen mucha confianza, bromas, hola, causa.
Or when you have a lot of confidence or a lot of closeness and you say, causa.
Sí. Bueno, es porque es como, toman como una broma, como un chiste.
Está bien, entiendo.
Sí, pero esto causa tiene efecto, o sea, significa un por qué, un para qué.
So causa is a question. It's the deeper questioning of what is this, how is this.
O sea, ese movimiento, por ejemplo, cuando tienes un grande deseo de hacer algo o cuando tú sonríes, ¿eso por qué?
So when you engage something, it's because it's like, what is this?
Es muy preguntarse o cuestionarse, saber la verdad. Porque estamos observando.
We can't stress it enough that it's important to go beyond any immediate temporal reactivity or formulation or restriction of your own experiential reality in the initial observation of any given situation. You have to move beyond that to a deeper heart understanding to understand what's really going on.
Por ejemplo, ¿qué pasa si sonríe o está alegre solamente es por responsabilidad o por cumplir o por fantasía? No es real. No es real de adentro.
So he's talking about the reality. Is it a joy? Is it superficial? Like some people might get on Facebook if they're feeling down and see they have a bunch of likes or a bunch of friend requests and they have this dopamine effect and they get temporarily high. I see a lot of celebrities go through that as well. And because they're not given authentic attention. And when you go beyond that to a deeper satisfaction that comes from the observation, of going, I see you, God, you're right there hiding in disguise, right in that situation. I see what this is. And then you're opening the world to beyond the battle, beyond the fight against whatever war, cancer, immigrants, liberals, conservatives, whatever your story is. It's a deepening to realize, in order for me to know this extreme and this extreme, I'm going to need to know everything in between. And that relates directly to that tree. Here's the movement of the tree. But when we grab the tree, that tree has false movement based on our mind, our perception.
Porque tenemos que observar bien, porque hoy en día hay personas falsas, con doble personalidad, no son sinceras.
So some days we see people kind of have double personalities. They're not sincere. There's false realities they're creating. They're having a bad day.
¿Sí? Y hay veces de eso también estamos conscientes, a veces no estamos conscientes de nuestra personalidad, de nuestra conciencia, de nuestro ser.
So it's funny because their personality isn't constant. It's not matching their spirit.
Sí. Entonces, el Kawaii nos va a ayudar en eso, poco a poco, cambiar.
So the Kawai will help with this little by little to help it change.
Pero tiene que ser constante trabajo, poco a poco.
But it takes constant change or constant attention and work little by little. You can't expect yourself to go out and just suddenly be in the depth of your heart and observation. You're going to get there by getting triggered. You're going to get there by running into yourself. You're going to get there by getting sick. You're going to get there by accepting that the perfection in the imperfection.
Porque si estamos aprendiendo, entonces tenemos que poner en práctica, ¿no? Como dice, toda observación tiene causa y efecto, o todo movimiento tiene causa y efecto. Lo que es bueno, beneficio para nuestra conciencia, para nuestra energía. Todo lo que no es bueno, entonces no es bueno. No
So
tenemos que participar.
You're going to get there through practicing, and you're going to get there through, like we're talking about, of like stepping in it and stepping out of it to figure out, and it's this affecting me. How do I feel about this situation? Am I in reactivity with the situation? Am I in a false construct of my mind and protection? Or am I in a true, like this feels good or this feels bad? And you have to develop this observation to decide what you engage and what you don't engage, what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept. And for this situation, it's difficult because people who are in these codependencies with you are accustomed to you being a certain way, will call you selfish, will call you strange, will berate you to try to get you back in the pot. Oh, you should get vaccinated, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this, because that's where they live. So it's a very complicated time where you're learning how to operate in a completely different mindset. But look at it this way, you're a way shower. You're taking the time and effort to remove yourself from the third dimensional entanglements and move to a higher state of resonance and a higher state of consciousness. So it is going to be awkward. You're going to be learning to do stuff that not a lot of people are doing. And yet you're going to be returning to a way of holistic being that has always been the way, except for the last 13,000 years. So when we say, it is the return of the Inca or the return of the consciousness, you have to learn how to drive that car. You have to learn how to drive that consciousness. Looks like Adolfo's out. So as a Westerner, we're particularly susceptible to our environment because we're so programmed by checking the news and hanging out with others or feeling isolated and alone in all of this. So it's a confusing aspect that comes up for all of us all the time. So why don't you just take a breath while Adolfo comes back in and relax into the part of yourself that has been working so hard for so many decades, right? And realize there's even more to let go of. There's even more that you don't know. I mean, every day I'm like, and what I find the most interesting is that I can handle myself fine when I'm solo, right? Or with my children or just operate on my own. My stuff comes up when I'm in relationship, where someone else is pushing into me with their consciousness or their unconsciousness. And that's where I find my reactivity, right? So, it just shows me I can be a control freak all I want and be by myself, right? And boo-hoo me, or I can just be, oh my God, there it is. Wow, you are really pushing me to stretch, God, in the child who is saying, I hate you, or thankfully mine haven't in a very long time, but, in the person that is just reacting in their own reactivity, in their own wounds, right? So this is a very complex and very deep, very powerful codicy that helps you to just show me the way. What's really going on here? Oh, look at that movement. Find that movement, match that movement. That's why nature, and I don't know about all of you, but I know personally that I am at the point where it's like, I have to go live in nature right now. So, I can't be even at the edge of the town here anymore. It's just not enough, because the consciousness is refining to such a way that it's like an elder said to me, you'll go to a family gathering and there'll be one family member that criticizes you because you're different than they are. And it's almost too much for your own consciousness to handle because of the sensitivity and the refinement of the consciousness you're in the process of embodying. So the beauty of Kawe is this is a technique that allows you to move in a way that is outside of space and time. If you have to work less and you have to give up things because you need the more time, see your time as wealth. See your freedom. Hang on, let me set him in. As your spotlight. See your freedom as the means and the time to make this progression, because the world is in a great chaos around us. And it's so important that you give yourself the time space you need to have the space to really feel this. And you're going to feel like a baby, you're going to feel like you have no idea what you're doing. And that's the beginner's mind that the Buddha talked about. So, like Chay. Bienvenido.
Yeah. Bien, entonces un poquito más para terminar.
Sí.
Entonces les estoy dándoles un simple trabajo, no es complicado, ¿sí? Tienen que practicarlo, ¿sí? Para ver los resultados.
So you need to practice. It is not simple. You need to practice to get results. You need to make space in your life to do this.
Y confía en el movimiento de la naturaleza, ¿no? Practiquen eso. La naturaleza te va a enseñar poco a poco.
Practice and trust in the movements of nature, and in essence, mirror that natural movements for yourself. When the sun is up, work, be awake. When the sun is down, go to sleep, for example. As the days grow longer, be up longer. When the days grow shorter, sleep more. El último punto es que so the ultimate point is,
tienes que observar bien, ¿sí? Contactar bien.
So to see
¿Cuáles son los resultados de una observación?
So he's saying you see well, you contact well. So what are the results of what you see? What are the results of what you sense and feel?
¿Qué resultados nos trae esa práctica de observación, de Kawe, ¿no? Lo que está ahí, lo que interactuamos, lo que contactamos, lo que vemos.
Uno más, disculpe, un otro.
¿Cuál es el resultado, no? Un resultado, tiene que ser un resultado real. Lo que estamos observando.
What's the reality?
Conectando.
What is the connection? What is the truth of it?
Porque toda observación es un contacto visual, y ese contacto visual tiene que ser real.
So the results of the way you see and the way you make contacts is the result. It creates your reality. It is what you hold.
Por ejemplo, tienes que disfrutarlo, ¿no? Cuando es real, tú lo disfrutas, lo sientes ahí.
So for example,
ahí. Adelante, hermano.
So, for example, it's how you enjoy things. It's the feeling of enjoyment you get from it. To understand in a situation there may be joy, but in a difficult situation you're able to find joy by not entering into.
Sí, solo así vamos a poder identificar lo que somos, lo que eres tú realmente, lo que eres tú, tu esencia.
So you need to practice to what is real, what is you, what is not you, what are you adopting, what are you taking on, where are you sacrificing? Where are you in reactivity to a situation?
Solo así vas a poder identificar tu visualización. ¿Es real? ¿No es real? ¿O es fantasía?
So identify in yourself, is this real or is this a fantasy? Is this a projection of my fears? Is this actually happening? Really start to sit with it to a depth of your heart that you are able to observe beyond the reactivity of your mind or the projections of your mind.
¿Mm? Pero ahora mismo, sí. ¿Es real lo que estás mirando? ¿Una planta, una flor, una comida? ¿Cómo lo sientes adentro?
So now we're getting into the constructs of your beliefs, your perceptions create your reality. Of course, it's going to appear real to you. Of course, it is. But there's a saying in English, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So the alchemist and the master gardener can see through the surface level and see beyond. The shaman can go through the ceremony all night long to the sunrise to birth a new construct. But you have to be willing to do that and dedicate yourself and be vulnerable enough and willing enough to let go of your protections and your self-repressions and the abusive ways you learned from your own experience.
Entonces, mis queridos hermanos, hermanas, quiero que vivan con Kauai real, consciente,
So
puro.
we want you to live with Kauai in a fullness, in your pure form,
¿Sí? Porque es bueno para ti.
because it's good for you.
Ujú. Añay,
It's good for everything, and we thank you very deeply.
añay, huaychay, huamanchej. Añay, por enseñar los dos y también por ayudar, por traducir, hermano.
So yeah,
Añay. Chucha, machu michicha.
he was just thanking me for the organization of all this and to bring it together for us so we can share. Thank you very much. Gracias, Anay Wakichay, para todos. Y es un grande felicidad para encuentro en 2 semanas.
Sí, hermano, sí, ahí estamos, hermano, esperando. Y
Okay.
gracias, hermano. Añay.
Thank you very much, brothers and sisters. We look forward to seeing you again. And for those who are coming to the Andes, we look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks and in September when you're coming. So much love to you all and have fun practicing out there. And I'll get this recording up later today so you can go back and watch again. So much love. Take good care.